Right, welcome to yet another edition of Mosan Media. Today I'm in Bulambuli district and I'm at the National Agricultural Research Organization headquarters, that is in Naro. I think this is satellite zone, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Where UPDF is camping on an activity which is well known almost everyone in this country who's following current affairs. And today I'm hosting the big man himself, the Public Information Officer of Land Forces. That is none other than Major Charles Kabona. And he's going to be telling us why are they in Bulambuli, for how long they're going to be in Bulambuli, what is the impact of them being in Bulambuli, why should people collaborate with them, and all that. Without wasting even a minute, I'm going to let him introduce himself to the viewers, and then we set the ball rolling. Welcome to Mosan Media.
Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, Moses. My name is Major Charles Kabona and the UPDF Public Information Officer for Land Forces. And here I'm the Public Information Officer for the field training exercise.
Yes, please.
That is taking place here in Bulambuli district, and we have our headquarters here at Bugirinyanya. That's where we have headquarters for exercise. Cut a long story short, Uganda Post Defense Forces, with its department, which we call, or its headquarters, which is Uganda Rapid Deployment Capability, which has its headquarters in Jinja. Working closely with other stakeholders like Ministry of Health, Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Works and Transport, Ministry of Internal Affairs, Immigration, and Bulambuli district local leadership have organized a field training exercise which is codenamed Okuo Maisha 2026. Okuo Maisha, it is a Swahili word meaning save lives, and the training, it has a theme which we are following. Its theme is strengthening multi-sector resilience and local action on sustainable disaster response and management through integrated leadership and command. Therefore, the stakeholders I've talked about, they have come together here, working closely with UPDF. And we have a department or headquarters in UPDF, which is based in Jinja, under the command of Brigadier General Ernest Nwagaba, to see how can we train together as different stakeholders, so that whenever there is an outbreak of a disaster of any kind, we can come in as soon as possible, save lives and property as soon as possible. As we are all aware, Bulambuli, it's one of the most prone disaster areas in the country. Therefore, it's against that background that Bulambuli was selected. Among other teams we have here, or other key players, we have the Red Cross is also here. Even I talked about local authorities, but we are trying to create a simulation situation to see, in case there is an outbreak of any disaster, how can we jointly coordinate, respond, and manage as soon as possible. That's why we are here. Therefore, as we know, they say that training makes perfect, or practice makes perfect. We believe that at the end of the day, we shall have achieved our objective, so that in case there is any disaster in this country, not only here, UPDF established that headquarters, Uganda Rapid Deployment Capability. In case there is any disaster, it's the headquarters that works closely with other stakeholders, like the Office of Prime Minister and other ministries and other stakeholders that have been working together. Therefore, this is a very important training exercise, and we are here from 22nd to 24th. We have also organized a free medical camp that will be given to the local population. We shall have medical treatment around this area. We shall have a camp, and we shall also have some minor surgeries in Muyembe Health Center for that's in Bulambuli. Therefore, we are giving back to the people. As you know, UPDF is a people's army. That's why we are doing this. At the end, from 22nd up to 24th, and on 24th we shall have official closure of the exercise. It was officially opened on Wednesday this week by the Minister of State for Defense and Veteran Affairs, who is in charge for veterans. That is Honorable Huda Abason was here. The CDF was represented by Lieutenant General Charles Otema, who is the commander of the reserve forces. He represented the CDF here. But the whole exercise here, the exercise director is Deputy Commander Land Forces. That is Major General Honorable Joseph Semwanga.
When you talk of training, people think there are people who are recruited, trained, and all that. Who are the trainers? Who are the trainees here?
Us ourselves, we are also being trained, and we have other people who are authorities and specialists in handling disasters, like Uganda Red Cross and UPDF themselves. We have also been trained in similar situations of handling disasters. Even the police force. Therefore, we are sharing knowledge and skills in case an incident has happened in Bulambuli. There are landslides, and maybe there's a flooding of rivers. Bridges have been swept. People are still trapped underground. How can we coordinate in very few hours so that we are on the ground and we save lives? Therefore, UPDF trains, Uganda Red Cross trains, and we have also other stakeholders who are specialists in areas of disaster management.
Have you involved the local community in this training?
I talked about Bulambuli district. Local authority is part of us, and even here as we talk now, the Deputy Cow is with us. The CBO is with us. At the opening ceremony, we had the Deputy RDC, Madam Caro. Therefore, the local authorities are also involved, and because they are the first responders when there's an outbreak of disaster.
And the community? The community,
apparently, we are handling those institutions I've talked about. The Uganda Police, immigration, officers from the the Ministry of Health. We are also here. We have officials from the OPM office. Therefore, those are the people who are here who are getting skills and knowledge how to handle disasters.
When we talk of UPDF being in a place, some people have actually translated this as setting up a barracks. Is it so?
No, it's not a barracks. When we go to our constitution of 1995, Article 209, it clearly stipulates the functions of the UPDF. And one of the major functions of UPDF is to coordinate and work with civilians whenever there is an outbreak of disaster. Therefore, whatever we are doing, it's not new. It is within our constitutional mandate. That's number one. And we have been doing it. But maybe this time we are improving on how we're handling it.
Bugisu as a sub-region, it also covers, because Bugisu and the Elgon are under the Mount Elgon, the mighty Mount Elgon, which are a disaster-prone area like you mentioned earlier on. Are you having the same exercise in other areas which are also disaster-prone?
Good. This exercise and the field training exercise, it has taken place here. But it means that in case there is a disaster in every part of this country, we shall have the human resource which have skills, we shall have the equipment which can swiftly move in to every part of this country. And I talked about Uganda rapid deployment capability, which is the headquarter in charge of handling disasters in UPDF that works closely with other stakeholders I've already mentioned, including the office of the OPM. Even if it is an external, because as you know, disasters, we have man-made disasters and we also have natural disasters. Even if it's a disaster outside Uganda and it needs our intervention, therefore Uganda Rapid Deployment Capability under Brigadier General Ernest Nwagaba, it is the one at the forefront in the UPDF.
Yes.
But remember, whatever we are doing, it is well stipulated in our constitution that we should assist civilians and work with civilians and other stakeholders in case there is an outbreak of disaster. Now, we are trying to see how can we perform better, because as you know, practice makes perfect, and through training we acquire skills and knowledge.
Yes.
So we don't know when, we don't wish to happen, but in case it happens, how can we move swiftly with other stakeholders? We are not working in isolation. I talked about it. We are working with all the ministries that are concerned, and the office of the OPM is also represented here.
Yes.
To see that there is an outbreak, and the local leaders also, they are on board, that in case there is an outbreak, we can swiftly, in a few hours, we are on the ground, working with the first responders, and we save lives and property.
We don't have a lot of time today to discuss a lot, and maybe what could be your message to the general public outside there in Bulambuli and outside the community in Bungiso sub-region?
First, I'd like to thank you.
Yes, please. And
thank you for the good work you are doing as the media fraternity.
Please.
Because one of your major roles is to inform, to educate the population. And we hope as you go back, you can disseminate this information to the members of the public.
Yes.
You can see there, you can see yourself.
Yes, yes.
Now, those are part of the trainings we are going through. You have seen yourself. Therefore, I'd like to thank you for that. Maybe if there is any outbreak of a disaster like landslides, we normally call upon the members of the public to adhere to the guidelines that are always given.
Yes.
If a river has been swept, don't try to pass anywhere. Follow the guideline we have given you, because we normally struggle to ensure that within a short period we create a temporary bridge. Don't assume that because we are a good swimmer that let me pass the other side, you might be a victim. Therefore, in case there is an outbreak of a disaster of any kind, we normally come in within a short period of time. But we call upon the members of the public to adhere to the regulations and the guidelines we give, which are always in good faith to save you. If you find there is no reason of coming from there, stay there for some time. We first handle the situation, it normalizes, then you come back. But don't struggle to come because anything can be disastrous.
Yes.
But so far so good. I'd like to call upon the members of the public, especially around these areas, that we shall have a free medical camp. We shall have medical treatment, as earlier mentioned, in this area here.
Yes.
And we shall also have minor surgeries conducted at Health Center 4, that's in Bulambuli, at Muyembe Health Center 4. Why are we going to Health Center 4? Because in Health Center 4, that's when we have theater. When we shall have a team of UPDF,
yes,
medical personnel, and a team of medics from the Uganda Red Cross, Ministry of Health, working jointly to ensure they treat our patients free of charge. Therefore, go and inform the people that from 22nd up 24th, UPDF working jointly with other stakeholders, the medical team, our doctors will be here in this place of Buregen here, and others in Muyembe Health Center 4, giving free medical service to the members of the public. As you are all aware that UPDF, it is a people's army, and we normally come in to give back to the population.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Maybe can you loosely translate for them that specifically that medical camp for the people who are not so well versed with English?
So, musiyote basebo nabanyabo abatulaba, amanya gange ndi Maj Charles Kabona, ate nkola ng'omwogezi wa UPDF wa amaje agekutaka aga land forces. Naye kati ku mulundu guno nkola ng'omwogezi exercise ekigenda mu maaso wano mu Bugirinyanya in Bulambulu district, ekyokwegezaamu okulaba singa wabeerako ebigwanga bitalaze oba disasters, tuyinza kukola tutya okulaba nga tutaasa obulamu n'abantu. Katuli wano okulaba nga tuyiga ate nga tutema n'empenda singa wabeerako ebigwa bitalaze mu kitundu kyonna mu ggwanga, tuyinza kujja mu budde butono ne tutaasa obulamu. Naye tuli wano Bulambulu kubanga Bulambuli erina history y'okubanga erina disaster ate abantu bafaako emyaka yayitako katulano nga traininga naye kuva enaku 22 okutuuka enaku 24 omwezi guno tujja kubeera wano ku health center yaffe ya wano Bugirinyanya Bulegeni health center 3 nga tuwa tulinako olusiisira lw'ebyobulamu lw'obwereere nga tuwa abantu bonna tubasaba mwena mujje tujja kubeera n'abasawo okuva mu ministry ya health okuva mu Red Cross okuva mu UPDF mujje olusiisira lwa bwereere mujje wano ate abaagalamu okulongoosebwa abo tubasaba mugende ku Muyembe Health Center 4 wano Bulambuli bajja kuba nga abalongoosa abasawo gye bali byonna byabwereere ekitukola kino ekyokulaba nga tujja okulaba nga tugezaamu ku traininga bya training exercise mu ebigwe butalaze ffe ng'amagye g'eggwanga kitukakatako kubanga kiri mu ssemateeka mu kawaayiro 2009 kwogera ku emirimu y'amagye g'eggwanga ate gumu kw'emirimu ebeeramu kwe kulaba nga tutaasa oba tukwagala n'abantu ba bulijjo okutaasa obulamu singa wabeerako ebiggwanga bitalaze mwebale nnyo mwebale ddala mbasaba mujje mufune obujanjabi bwa bwereere ate ffe tugenda mu maaso nukulaba nga tubaweereza ng'amagye gammwe ng'amagye g'abantu mwebale nnyo mwebale ddala akuume atakuumira mpeera amina
oyo abadde omwogezi w'amagye g'okuttaka Maj Charles Kabona ng'atunyonnyola lwaki bali Bulambuli byonna obitegedde sobola kuba nti mbaako kyennyongirako oba kyenyinza okwongerako kuba nti abantu b'e Bulambuli n'abali okumpi abasobola okujja ennaku z'omwezi zayogeddeko mufiise akadde mujje mufune obujjanjabi obwo omanyi ku bimu ku bintu ebisinga okubeera oba abantu batwala okubeera ebyebbeeyi ensonga ebyobulamu ate ng'obulamu kyekyobugaga ekyasinze so mufiise akadde mube nga mugenda mu bifo bye babagambye wane Bulegeni ku ddwaliro awamu ne Muyembe mufune obujjanjabi obwobwereere ng'ennaku z'omwezi 22
tuuka
24 nze ennaku 22 mufune obujjanjabi obwo lwaki nedda until next time actually tugenda kufunayo obudde tukutwale tukulageko biki ebikolebwa mu field ayogedde nnyo ku kigambo kya field naye tugenda kufuna obudde tukutwaleko mu field olabe biki ebikolebwayo until next time